Forecast on WTWO. Brought to you by Dorset Automotive. Now, your local weather authority with Chief Meteorologist Jesse Walker.
Lots of people asking about yesterday. Was it a tornado, straight line wind? What happened? Well, there were no tornadoes in it. Actually, we give it a name. It's called a derecho. We don't talk about it often because it's not that actually common. I'll talk about that in a second. But basically, it's a widespread, long-lived windstorm. And we would refer to it as straight line winds, everything blowing in the same direction. To be a derecho, though, it has to have winds of at least 58 miles per hour, which we had well over that. And it has to last for about 240 miles or longer, and it did that. So it met the criteria of what we call a derecho. I wanted to show you the months when we see derechos are most common in May, June, and July. And of course, we're coming out of June and into July, and sometimes they can produce very strong winds. As a matter of fact, I was looking at observations in Illinois when it reached its peak. And by the way, there were a couple tornadoes over there, but it was almost all wind. I saw some observations of 100-mile-per-hour winds in central Illinois. Locally, 60 to 80 is about what we saw. But I wanted to show you how rare this is. See this shading area here? One derecho every 2 years, and that's somewhere in the zone, not where we live specifically. So the odds of having one of those, kind of rare, but that's what we call that, a derecho. And by the way, it was on the anniversary of one that happened back in 11 years ago in 2012. So it was June 29th, 2012 we had one, June 29th this year, and you can see all of the reports, almost all wind reports, and these things tend to move to the east and then turn to the southeast. And you can see that turning to the southeast and coming down through the area. All the blue dots, by the way, wind, and the black dots are excessive wind. So it was almost an entire wind event. If you're wondering, it's called a derecho. That's what that was. It came through the area yesterday. 77 temperature today. Actually, we hit 88 for the daytime high today. 88 degrees was our high during the afternoon hours, and still kind of muggy out there as well. Wanted to show you that yesterday there was 1.34 inches of rainfall, so we have had some rainfall. However, we need more to get to where we need to be by the end of the month, and we won't have that because tonight at midnight is the end of the month. River stage in Terre Haute's at about 4 feet right now, but it is starting to come back up now with some of this recent rainfall that we have gotten. So what are we looking at? Well, there's still a slight risk of some strong thunderstorms over the weekend. We'll kind of time that out for you here in just a second. I think tomorrow is the highest risk, but anytime from tonight all the way to Sunday, there's a chance of some thunderstorms. 87 at the airport in Terre Haute, but notice it feels like 95. That's the heat index. Here's the Crossroads Cyclecast. This is 7 o'clock, 86 south winds at about 4 miles per hour. Temperatures are in the 80s to near 90. You got a 90 down there in the Vincennes area. Water vapor satellite shows a lot of moisture across the area. You can see that cloud cover off to the southwest of this area, developing some thunderstorms near the St. Louis area. But locally, we don't have anything showing up on the Dorset Automotive Doppler radar. We're good here. But see this? Storms developing south and southwest of this area. So for the time being, the risk of severe weather tonight is in our southwestern areas, and that would be later tonight. We'll keep an eye to the sky. But then tomorrow is the day we'll have to watch, because watch what happens. Chance of storms come in during the overnight hours, a break in the morning, and then we'll see another chance of storms developing during the day tomorrow, afternoon, evening. These are the ones we really look at this. We got to keep an eye on that. That could be another wind event coming through the area by tomorrow evening. And then even as we get into Sunday, we still have a chance of these scattered showers and storms. The bottom line, stay weather aware between now and the end of the weekend. By the end of the weekend, we should see the pattern start to calm down. So forecast for tonight then. Scattered storms come in late tonight. Temperatures will be very mild, and it'll be muggy, down to about 70. Then during the day tomorrow, again, scattered storms. Some of those could be strong to severe late in the day tomorrow. Wind would be our main concern. 87 for the high, and then after that, we've got a chance of thunderstorms again on Sunday. Right now, the holiday looks pretty good. Temperatures cooling some by the end of next week. That's your forecast. Sports coming up right after the break.
Saving your